Ready to take your favorite WagerTalk handicappers wherever you travel this football season? The WagerTalk TV app is now live for phones, tablets, smart TVs, and streaming platforms. Tune into your favorite shows like WagerTalk Today, Bet on It, and the Opening Line Report, plus browse through our extensive library of sports betting tips. Create your personal playlist of betting tip videos to help you prepare for the upcoming season, and set notifications to alert you when new content is added. Download the app for Apple, Android, Amazon, and Roku devices by searching for WagerTalk TV, or scan the QR code on your screen to join the winning conversation today.
Welcome into First Pitch for October 2nd. It is World Series edition. I am Drew Martin, joined by Ariel Epstein and Adam Trigger. Find Trig at WagerTalk.com. You can find Ariel at Ariel Epstein on Twitter, MLB Network, as well as Yahoo Sports. We're breaking down the Astros and the Phillies. Game number 4 with the Phillies leading the series 2-1. Ariel, always good to have you on here on Wednesdays. Likely our last show. What was Dusty Baker doing last night? Leaving Lance McCullers in, giving up 5 home runs with a hot bullpen. What are your thoughts on that? How's your Wednesday going?
Honestly, it was going better until I got reminded that I was an idiot and bet the Astros money line last night. 2 nights ago, here's what happened, Drew and Trig. 2 days ago, Monday, the day of the postponement, I record a video for MLB Network. I say, I'm going to take Phillies team total over in every game of the home series in Philly. I'm going to take for the Phillies' hottest hitter right now, Rhys Hoskins, to have at least an RBI, which was close to 2-1. I'm also going to take the first 5 over of 4 runs. That was Monday. That never aired because the game gets postponed to Tuesday. Tuesday, I wake up in the morning, and who does the rain affect more than the Phillies? Ariel Epstein. I decided to bet the Astros money line and the first 5 over, so I ended up going 1-1 instead of 3-0. Rain, go away, coming back another series.
The old rain delay, postponement, cancel the bets, rethink it, and sure enough, it doesn't go your way.
Idiot.
Sports bettors out there know how that goes. I've been there, Ariel. It happens. Bouncing back here for Game 4. We got Adam Trigger. He's got plays up and available. WagerTalk.com. He's been seeing it well, guys. Check him out, Adam Trigger's expert page. Trig, welcome in. How's your Wednesday going, buddy?
What's going on, Drew? It's busy. It's football season, so we've got, everything starts to move on Wednesdays. I've got a bunch of plays up now, and I actually do have a play for this game, 4% play. It's only my third one of the playoffs, 2-0 so far in Major League Baseball plays this playoffs, and I had a great MLB season, so hopefully it continues tonight. 5% NFL is up. College football's up. So, yeah, and Drew, off camera, we were just talking about college basketball starts on Monday. So it's all happening right now. It's a good time.
It really is. It's cool how they work that out. World Series ending right with college basketball going, because we were also talking off camera. You can't do too many sports at one time, guys. This industry isn't really an industry to know a little about a lot. It's better to know a lot about a little. That's kind of how you learn to get a little edge.
I want to give Trig a well-deserved shout-out, though, Drew, because he doesn't get enough credit in the group chat for wins. Yesterday, whether he gave it out or not on the network, I don't know. He said in our group chat he liked the Phillies yesterday. I give it to you, Trig. You did it. Good job.
And back to the negative vibes only. Yeah, I think he also said
now back to negative vibes only.
Yeah, now we can.
No. All right, guys, let's get into the game here. We got Houston at Philadelphia, 8:03 Eastern start. Not sure why they're putting that 3 on the 8, but either way, guys, right about 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific here. Christian Javier versus Aaron Nola. About a pick-em price. I mean, we're showing it, minus 115 at Philadelphia. It's bouncing around pick-em, minus 115 with the Phillies at home. Total of 7 or 7.5. Ariel, I guess we could call it 7.25 here. A lot going on. Philadelphia 2-1 in the series here. Key game 4. I mean, if Philadelphia goes up, we've seen the stats. There's not many times that the team that goes down 3-1 comes back and wins. Also, series price here, Ariel. Phillies minus 150 now. They do take kind of that favorite role in the series with the lead. What are your thoughts on tonight's game? Any thoughts here on the series price?
For tonight's game, I'm going Astros money line. I bet it yesterday. I'm going to bet it again today. I really like Astros starter Christian Javier. I'm glad that this line is showing Phillies being favored now. I said this was the line. This is what the line was going to be yesterday. I said it was probably going to be -105 Houston, -115 Philly. You're going to see with Philly getting Ariel on the mound that a lot of people are going to go back him because he has been electric at home. Christian Javier is an underrated name that's been one of the reasons that the Astros even got this far in the season. Just an underrated pitcher. He's not flashy, but he's a strikeout machine. The Phillies really haven't been striking out as much as they did throughout the regular season. They're a top 10 K rate team. They've only struck out about 5 times a game. Now, Javier, he's a strikeout guy, and I could see him going over his strikeout prop tonight of 5.5, in addition to pitching for 5 to 6 innings against the Phillies. Javier has been really good on the road this season. He's got a sub-3 ERA on the road and at home, so it doesn't really matter. His matchup works really well against the Phillies team that just absolutely obliterated the Astros yesterday. The Astros still, and it showed yesterday, have the best bullpen in baseball. I trust Javier to go 5 to 6 innings. I trust the Astros to utilize their key bullpen arms tonight, limit those Phillies bats, which is really, really, really a stretch considering this team is averaging just over 5 runs a game in the second half at home. However, Houston's got to win tonight in order to stay in this series. Even just going up 2-1, Philly has a 69% chance of winning the World Series now. 3-1, whole nother ball game, and potentially a chance to clinch in Philadelphia. The Astros are better than the way that they looked last night. And honestly, guys, last point here. Yesterday, you asked me about yesterday. Something was going on where Dusty Baker, the Astros manager, had to have known something was off with his team, that he didn't trust them to win that game. I don't know what it was. This is pure speculation. Something was up with the Astros that Baker threw that game in the garbage yesterday. He's going to go out to win this one today. And if he doesn't, then I don't know what the heck I bet on for the Astros to win a series. But here we are. Houston is way better than what they looked like last night.
Yeah, tough to argue against that. I mean, not one of their better showings last night for sure, Trig. And to Ariel's point, I mean, Christian Javier, if you just, out there, everybody watching, who's the number one pitcher in terms of batting average against in Major League Baseball? It's Christian Javier. That's crazy. I didn't realize that until this morning reading up on this game, Trig. He's got a 170 batting average against. Which is number one in baseball with a minimum of 125 innings pitched this season. He pitched 5.1 innings his last time out, a 5-0 win over the New York Yankees, only letting up 1 run. He's been hot. Of course, everybody knows about Ariel here, and they're taking the money. I'm kind of surprised to see the Phillies as the favorite, Trig. I mean, if you would ask me before the series, are the Phillies ever going to go off as the favorite? I don't know that I would have said yes, but it looks like they are tonight. What are your thoughts here on tonight's game in the series?
Well, Drew, I would probably agree with that. I don't know that I expected them to be favored at any point either. But, after 2 games playing the way that they've played and how they've played at home, I guess it's not as surprising. 6-0 at home for the Phillies so far in this series. And the run disparity has been huge, something like 45-12 or something like that in those 6 wins. So maybe it's not that far-fetched to see them favored in a game at home here. Like I said, I posted my side as a 4% play in this game, but I'll talk about the total here and give my thoughts on the total. My thoughts are that if you can find that juiced 7 that's not too juiced, I think the over might be worth a shot here, and I'll explain why. So first of all, let's just talk about that real quick. There is a huge difference between 7.5 and 7. So it's really important you find one of those 7s that's not outrageously juiced if you want to play the over, because 3-3 in a game like this, which it could very well happen, 3-3 at least gets you out with a push. Whereas if you play it over of 7.5, 3-3 does not guarantee you a push, and you could lose by that half run. The thing here is the home runs. I see I see home runs on both sides in this game, and if you're going to have a game where there's potentially both teams hitting at least a home run and the total's only 7, there's a pretty good chance it could get there. Now, let's talk about the Phillies. In these 6 games at home, they've hit 17 home runs, which is outrageous if you really think about it. And it's a small sample size, but their good players are hitting bombs right now. And if you look at Christian Javier, as his numbers, as flawless as they are, awesome whip, fantastic ERA. You go back to July 1st, he gave up 13 homers in the second from July 1st toward the end of the season. And the one run he's given up in the postseason so far was a solo homer to Eugenio Suarez. So there's precedent for him giving up the long ball, and Philly is hitting the long ball. Now you look at Aaron Nola, he got crushed in game one early. He hung around there and kept his team in it. But he's given up 4 home runs in his last 2 postseason starts, 11 runs in total. And now the Astros are actually seeing him for the 3rd time because they saw Nola in that last regular season series. So there's a possibility that they get to him. It's probably not going to take much to get this one to 7 runs. And like I said at the beginning, if you can find that over 7 with the juice and you get to 3-3, you're free roll. So I don't think the over is out of the question here, even if both pitchers pitch well. And Nola will probably pitch better than he has in his last 2 starts, but I still think we could potentially see some runs. Like the Phillies bullpen's going to give up a run at some point. These guys, there's probably runs in this game, Drew.
Sure. Yeah, I'm picking up what you're laying down here, Trig. I mean, I guess the other side of the argument is, World Series matchup. Both bullpens really overall this postseason have been really good. I mean, Ariel talked about, the Astros possibly having the best bullpen in baseball. The Phillies going into last night's game, or even including last night's game, I mean, their relief arms have held the Astros bats at bay. So I guess maybe there's an argument to the later innings being shut down with the bullpens. But I do agree with you. At some point, these bats are going to get going against them. Talking about tonight's matchup, we'll go around the horn here one last time and get final thoughts. Also, huge shout out to the chat box, everybody joining us live. Huge shout out to VIP Jessica, Jesse in the house as well, Jean-Pierre, Jacqueline, thanks for commenting here. Feel free to comment below in the reply section as well. And if you're liking the content, please smash the like button. It does help us out. Look, last night, McCullers, he allowed 5 home runs. I felt like Dusty Baker left him in too long. We were texting about that last night, Ariel. Philadelphia, though, 6-0 in Citizens Bank Ballpark this postseason. That follows 2008 when they won the World Series, going 7-0. So there is something to this. I mean, 46,000 plus. It is a raucous atmosphere there. The run differential, 42-15 as well. They've been smashing their opponents when at home. We'll see if Christian Javier can kind of shut these bats down, though. He's been doing it all season long, 170 batting average against guys. Last time out, 5.1 innings again against the New York Yankees, only 1 hit given up. It's a great matchup. Also, I think there's something here to Christian Javier. The Phillies bats haven't seen him yet, Queen, in terms of he's only one of 4 pitchers on both rosters combined not to see the field yet. So with the Houston bats already seeing Aaron Nola, I feel like that might be a matchup here towards the Astros. But hey, interested in your thoughts, kind of final time around here. Anything you wanted to throw out to the watchers before we shut this down, Ariel?
I love that you mentioned that the Phillies haven't seen Javier yet. I actually wanted to then go look and see first time faced in a game, batters hitting 151 against Javier. Second time through, 175, then the third time through 217. So just even knowing that the first and second time through the lineup that batters have a sub 200 average against him is huge. In the last few games that Javier, and I want to get the exact number, but Javier on the road against teams with high K rates against right-handed pitchers, Baltimore, Tampa Bay, Detroit were his last 3. He had 8, 6, and 8 strikeouts. Texas, 7 strikeouts. Atlanta, 8 strikeouts. Those are all high K rate teams against righties, and all his last few road games in the regular season. The Yankees don't qualify. The Yankees were a bottom 15 K rate team all season against righties, so that game's out. Javier is going to get over 5.5 strikeouts tonight. He likely stays in for 5 to 6 innings pitched. I like him to go over the K prop. I like for the first, second time through that this game stays low scoring, especially for these bats on the Phillies side. I don't really know how to trust Nola. That's why I'm staying away from Philly. He's been incredible all season at home. Postseason, terrible. There is something about pressure, and I'm just not going to go backing a pitcher home or away that has not proven anything to me in the postseason so far. I like the Astros tonight. I like Javier to go over 5.5 Ks, Drew.
Over 5.5K. I like that one as well. Might tell you on that one, Ariel. Good stuff as always. Check her out on Twitter at Ariel Epstein, MLB Network as well, Yahoo Sports, right here on the Wager Talk YouTube channel. We got Adam Trigger. He's got a best bet up for tonight's World Series game, guys. Check it out. 4% play. Also knows his college football, college basketball right around the corner, NFL as well. And also baseball on the other side of the world. Trig, not sure if the KBO is still going on, but he is known by some
The
as
playoffs.
Korean Adam. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
so
it's actually
not sure if you're still firing away.
It's actually the Korean series right now, Drew. Game 2 was this morning. I lost that one, but still have had a good season in KBO. Not as good as at my MLB season this year. It was reversed for me last year. I did far better in Korean baseball than MLB last year. This year I did far better in MLB than KBO, but they've both been in the plus, so can't complain there. But yeah, they are in game 3. Will be coming up in a couple days, so they're right at the end of their season, just like Major League Baseball is. And then we'll finally be able to wrap up baseball and move on to college hoop, which starts on Monday.
We absolutely will. So guys, check them out. WagerTalk.com. Trig, not sure if you had something else there. I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
Oh, no. So, like I said, I lean toward the over from a total perspective. Okay. I don't know if Ariel has this in front of her. I'm not a huge prop guy, but I would look at some of the home run props. I really do think there's going to be a couple bombs in this game, on both sides. I think both of them line up. I wouldn't be surprised to see Javier give one up since he gave a bunch up in the second half of the season, and Nola's been giving him up. So I don't know if you can find like a total home runs over or something like that. Or maybe just take shots. I did see some player numbers, that seem pretty good bets if you can just like pick a player or two to hit one. But I would not be surprised, Drew, if there's 3-4 home runs. Like if this ended up being another game where there's a handful of home runs, and it might not be all by one team here. So I lean toward the over. Think we'll see a couple long balls in the game tonight.
Sure, we have seen a lot of different hitters. I believe all the home runs came from different bats last night on the Phillies. So maybe a
and
look
one
there.
note to make, because I didn't necessarily think about Rhys Hoskins' home runs last night, even though he hit one. I saw, and I mentioned this in the beginning of the show, 2-1 close. Well, it was close to 2-1 for Hoskins to drive in an RBI. And he has driven in the most RBIs on the Phillies in home games in the postseason so far. He's been, I'm pretty sure, in every home game since the CS has driven in an RBI. So just something to keep in mind for if you want a fun plus money play at 2-1 odds. Wouldn't be surprised if Hoskins at least drives in a run in 2 out of the 3 home games this series.
Like it. Ariel Epstein, at Ariel Epstein on Twitter. Ariel, last question for you, because I'm looking at the World Series schedule here. Game 7 would be on Sunday. So unless we get like 3 days of rain delays, this is going to be our last time on First Pitch here, the Wager Talk YouTube channel. Aaron Judge, next team, if not the Yankees. Giants plus 150, Dodgers plus 350, Mets plus 350, Astros plus 750. What are we thinking for Aaron Judge? Where does he go?
Giants or Yankees. I mean, I know it's very public, but it wouldn't shock me if something else crazy happens, but I don't think the Dodgers can afford Aaron Judge with all the stars they already have on their roster. It would probably have to be the Giants or the Yankees. We'll see what happens. That team, I need a long hiatus from the Yankees. Really, like opening day is going to be the next time I mention them, I think.
Opening day right around the corner. Nothing like opening day, but we got World Series here tonight. We'll be back tomorrow, guys, with World Series Game 5 preview, either 2-2 or 3-1 with Houston up against it. We'll see what happens. Thanks for tuning in. Please smash that like button. Check out Trig on WagerTalk.com. Also check out Ariel Epstein at Ariel Epstein, Yahoo Sports, and MLB Network. I'm Drew Martin. Thanks for tuning in. Feel free to reply below and cash those tickets. Enjoy the game tonight.
If you like betting on horses, be sure to check out WagerTalk.com's own Sig, who zeroes on one racetrack at a time, offering his handicapping skills. Visit his homepage daily for his top selection in each race free. If you want all his selections for that track, you can get his full racing report for just $9.